All right, guys, pretty much almost done with this side. The hardest part to me was getting this curvature in the metal because it wasn't a straight patch. And although it was just a few smaller holes, I kept poking and the rust kind of went over some to about right here. So I just cut it over here and I made that curvature in this patch. You guys can see it curves over and get it in here. This doesn't have to be perfect to me. You will never notice it. I'm going to sand these down just a little bit more and I'm going to protect the metal with some etching primer. Then I'm going to use some rust reformer on it. And then I'm going to use some undercoating, kind of thick like this. But I'm definitely going to use a few coats of that rust reformer to protect the metal. Then I'm going to undercoat it, similar to this, so it can be protected. But so I'm sanding these down a little bit more. A little tougher for me to get in this corner. And I powered the wheels up over here because this is what it seems to be kind of rusting out at, or this is where it was kind of starting at. So I fixed that powder wheels up over in this corner. So I'll sand these down a little bit more. You'll never notice this, but the patch is done and I'm happy with it. I'll be on to the other side in a minute. The other side is just a few small holes and I'll be done with this car. I'll be wheeling it out in a second. All right, guys, I'm getting it down in the corner right here. Kind of tough to reach, but I'm doing the best I can using files. Just getting in here. Making it as smooth as possible. Just trying to make the appearance look really, really good. Then we'll be done in a second. All right, just use some flex steel to get some of that texture back. Super good to get the texture like that. Okay, guys, about to fix that. Try to get some of that texture back, like so. All up in here. But we're pretty much, I'm just finished the last few touches on this side. Just to match some texture here, so just a little spray. Now we're going to the other side and finish that off. Just drying up and should be nice. Should be able to see it. So you see where I got to cut out at. Here. Couple holes here, yeah. Fix those and I'll be back. Just about done. So this is the weld I'm using and the perfect settings for me to be doing all these patch panels I've been doing. All these rust patches, those are the perfect settings for my welder. And this is the gas, the perfect settings for the gas that I'm using, the 75-25 mix. My welder is working amazing. It's on point. I'm using 030 gauge wire. Let me show you guys that right now. The L56 wire, the stuff is great. All right, guys, I'm done with this side. It don't have to be perfect, but I want it to look good. I want it to be unnoticeable. And when I get through with it, you won't never notice it's there. This is weld. I welded here in the seam really well. So that's weld in the seam. I didn't want to clean it up. The weld is kind of gapped from here on down. So I just welded in that seam really good. But yeah, it's done. It's flat. Got a flush surface there. That's all I wanted. This is really thin metal. I don't want to sand down too much on it and make another hole. So gonna use some compressed air to clean up in here. Then we're gonna put a couple coats of the etching primer in there. Then we're gonna use some rust reformer and coat it with some undercoating, similar to this texture to get that texture back. I'm also gonna use a polyurethane epoxy that I've been using to mask off this area so it don't rust off anymore. Yeah, I'll be doing that in a second. Okay, it's time for some etching primer, and it's gonna look great when I'm done. Great. Just on the back of the wheels to protect the metal. Okay guys, we're done. Completely done. So I'll be welding it out in a minute, guys, and then I'm gonna put the wheels back on and getting the white Mustang up here so we can get it in here and start fixing all those patches and all those repairs. So, and then after I do that, we're gonna drop the motor off in the white car and get everything back together. So we're gonna pull the white car in soon when I get this within the next week or so. When I get this out of here, we're gonna pull the white car in, do all the rust repairs, and then I'm gonna put the motor in the garage. I'll put the motor in here, and of course I'll have the engine bay looking really nice before we drop the engine off and get it wired up and ready to go and start assembling it back. Then we're gonna roll that out once we get the engine hooked up and pull this back in and finish off with this. So that's the game plan. So yeah, all patches are done. Looking nice. Look at that. Look at that, that's nice. That's nice, nice, nice. So guys, stay tuned for all these videos coming. Lots of filming, lots of filming. Let me show you guys this. I think this has dried off too pretty well. So I'm moving along, guys. Lots of footage coming, lots and lots of footage, and I'm pushing by myself to get everything done.